Hello there, family. Pastor Willingham here. Again, voice in the morning. Uh, please go to Amazon.com. Also, share this YouTube video and subscribe if you find the information vital to what you're doing in your life. I'm here to help make breakthroughs. You know, God is showing me a new realm, um, a new level, and I'm 100% fired up, 100% motivated to push to the next level. And this is my next level. And it's not just for me, it's for people in my churches under my leadership, it's for my family, it's for my friends, it's for anybody that I'm in relationship with and the world. It's the next level, next level. All of us should be looking for our next level. And what I wanted to talk about here is identity. Identity. And I'm looking here at John, the first chapter, 22nd and 23rd verses that read about John the Baptist. Here it says, Then they said unto him, Who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. What sayest thou of thyself? He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, Make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Isaiah. And so here, John shows us a very critical issue here that we need to know our spiritual identity. We need to know our spiritual identity. And one of the greatest problems facing people is what I call purpose anxiety, in which many of us in the church and outside the church don't know our purpose. And this is a lot of what we see in people, why they're indecisive, why they're not on fire, why they're not particularly motivated, why we can't get them involved, why we can't get them to come into the church, why sometimes many people are inside the church and you can't really get them to commit to do anything or get any direction because they don't know their spiritual identity. They don't know their purpose. And John gives us a key here when he's faced with this question of identity. When people come to him and say, Who art thou? John does something very important here. He answers this question by explaining his purpose, which is very, very, very powerful. When John is asked, Who art thou? He answers the question by explaining his purpose, not by giving his name. Not by giving his name. You see, your purpose is what God has designed you to do. And do you know your purpose? Can you tell people who you are without telling them your name? Because most of us, if someone walks up to you and says, Who are you? You give them your name. But again, when we're going into spiritual identity, when someone really wants to know who you are, what they're asking and what John went to is something deeper than his name. He told them what it was that God designed him to do. He said, to the answer of who are you, John says, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness. He tells his purpose. He tells his purpose. And so this is often my question to Christians and to non-Christians, to people in the church and people outside the church. Can you tell people who you are without telling them your name? And in order to be able to do that, you have to have your spiritual identity. You have to know your spiritual gifts and what your calling is in God. What is it that God has put you on the earth to do? Can you explain it without telling people your name? And so this is critical for us as we are moving out of 2021, moving into 2022. It's important that we get on fire and learn our spiritual identity, learn our spiritual gifts, learn our purpose, so we can light a fire under ourselves, so we can get direction in our lives. Because until we know our purpose, until we know why God has put us here, it's a very important quote that was said once, that the two most important days in a person's life is, one, the day they were born, and secondly, the day they know why. Do you know your purpose? Can you again tell people who you are without telling them your name? Let's get on board here. Let's get fired up about discovering our spiritual identity, our spiritual gifts here. We're going to talk more about this as we get closer to the end of the year, moving into 2022. And so God bless you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.